to Angels Don't Lie with Jeannie Street. Jeannie is a God-based medium, owner of In Spirit Healing Studio, and new author of the book The Goddess You. Angels Don't Lie will be a show dedicated to healing and love, and we will be taking live questions. If you have a question you would like Jeannie to answer on the show, or if you would like to contact her, send your correspondence to jeannie@jeanniestreet.com or check out the website jeanniestreet.com. Now here's Jeannie Street.
I let the world on wake up. Trouble is I never went to sleep. I climbed the nightmares in the mountains in my dreams. Oh Lord, won't you get me back with me?
And happy Tuesday. Welcome to Angels Don't Lie. I'm your host, Jeannie Street, here tonight. I sound a little different because I have a little head cold. Tonight in the studio, I have a special guest. I have Jose Lorena. Hi, Jose.
Good evening. How are you?
Good. Welcome. I'm really excited to bring Jose to the audience. Jose has been a long-time friend and colleague. We've worked together. He's helped me build the website and my web presence with this business and also with my last business, Sassy Shoe. So remember that website, Jose?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That was quite it was totally different back then too.
Oh yeah. I remember that store. My wife loved that store.
Yeah. It wasn't like building the website wasn't as I think easy as it is like nowadays. It was more difficult.
Everything's changed. You know, everything obviously, as you know, changes so fast. In the technological world. So, there's so many more tools now for.
Yeah, exactly. So we're going to be talking about intuition and spirituality and how they kind of work together. And, just interesting. Jose has an interesting story about his life and how he's ended up in this business. It wasn't what you started out to do, correct?
Right. I don't know how interesting it'll be.
I think it's
definitely
interesting.
Ramble on for sure. I have a master's in creative writing, and that's actually what I went to school for.
I think that's fascinating. I did not know that until we had the conversation. And actually, I called Carrie and I go, "You'll never guess what Jose went to school for." So I love the creative writing background, but I wouldn't really have pictured you doing that.
Yeah, and it's kind of a weird. It's kind of weird how life takes you through all these different, paths.
Right.
Going to, at the time that, I was going to college, it was, the early 90s and, job market and, how things were back then. Everybody said you have to have a liberal arts education. And, you've got to kind of make sure you have a very varied, upbringing and education. And I was an English major because I wasn't one of those kids, like my wife Amy is, she's a nurse and she always wanted to be a nurse. And my parents are doctors and I think they always wanted to.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. Both my parents are MDs.
But you're not, you grew up in Cincinnati, right? You didn't grow
Cleveland.
up in Cleveland.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Cleveland, Ohio. My mom is from the Philippines.
Okay.
My dad's from Peru.
What?
They met in Worcester, Massachusetts.
What?
Yep. They met in Worcester, Massachusetts doing post-grad research with a Chinese doctor.
Okay.
They got married in Massachusetts.
What kind of doctors are your parents?
My dad was an endocrinologist. He's retired. Well, both my parents are retired. And my mom was, she was originally OBGYN, but she switched to just general practitioner. When she started practicing here in the States.
So they must have loved when you met Amy.
They did, because, I'm the oldest of four. I have two sisters and a younger brother, and none of us, went into, the medical profession. Two are in like occupational therapy. My two sisters are. Okay. So they're sort of in.
So where are you in the mix of the family?
I'm the oldest.
You're the oldest.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm the oldest, but it was always my my younger sister who kind of was in charge of the house when we were growing up.
Okay. And are they around? Are they still near home? Where are they located?
One of my sisters is in Chicago.
Okay.
My second oldest sister is in Chicago, and another sister lives very close to my parents in Ohio. And then my brother's here in New Haven.
Okay. Oh, so that's fine.
it's
Both the
close.
boys on the East Coast.
East Coast, yep. But
So I met you, and the reason I wanted to talk about spirituality, I met you and Amy through our parish at our church, and you always have, I noticed energy. I've noticed it forever. So I always noticed the energy that was around you and your family, and how connected you were. And Amy's parents going to church with you guys, and how you would bring your children and be in the choir, just a little bit of everything. So I've loved that. So I kind of wanted to have that conversation, like, what is that spirituality? Where did it stem from you? And I'd love for you to share that with the audience, because I think it's important about who we are in our jobs, right? In our life.
Yeah, definitely. Well, both my parents are very religious, very spiritual people, and I grew up, going to Catholic schools pretty much my whole life. I went to a Catholic elementary school, and then right on to St. Ignatius High School in Cleveland, Ohio, which was a Jesuit high school.
Okay.
And then Fairfield University, which is, a Jesuit college.
Did
That's where I met Amy.
Did all your siblings go to like Catholic colleges as well?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Not Catholic colleges.
Okay.
But we all went to Catholic high school growing up. And then, so I've always been, steeped in faith and religion. And so that kind of has always been a part of me. And meeting Amy, who was also kind of cut from the same cloth.
Yeah, exactly.
Was just, a natural thing. I met her at Fairfield University.
Right.
And that's part of the reason
Were you like
still
19, 18?
Yep, I was a sophomore, so I was about 19.
I want to hear the story, but we have a caller. Hold that thought.
Perfect.
Do we know the name, Casey? Okay. Hello, hi, this is Jeannie. Can you hear me?
Hello?
Hi. Who's calling?
Hi, Jeannie, this is Rachel from Michigan. I have both my daughters on the line. I was just wondering if you could give them maybe their message from their angel.
Sure. What are your daughters' names? Girls, can you hear me?
Yes.
What's your first
What's
name?
your name?
I'm Hannah.
Okay. Hannah, and what's your other sister's name?
Kayla.
Kayla. Is one of you 10?
No.
How old are you girls?
I'm 13 and Kayla's 14.
Okay. They show me the number 10 around you. Do you understand the number 10? I'm not sure what it's about. If it could be a birthday, it could be the month of October.
Can you repeat that?
The number 10, they keep showing me. The angels show me the number 10. That can be the month of October, or it could be a day you were born, or an important date. But I see the number 10. That's the first thing the angels show me. There's a lot of background noise, girls. You have me on speakerphone. Are you out in public?
I'm gonna mute it because I'm at work.
Okay.
I'm in the plant. I'm gonna mute it.
Okay, that's so much better. The girls are working with you today?
No, I have them on three-way.
Oh, okay. So do you understand the number 10 that the angels were showing for the month of October, or?
Well, the number 10 is my goddaughter's October.
Oh, okay.
Birthday.
Okay. And she's connected.
So I'm going to mute my end so they can talk.
Right, and this is the goddaughter who's close with the girls, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. I love the three of you together. That's what they show me. Like, I feel like you're such a loving pair. Do you understand the trio?
Yeah.
Yeah. Which one of you has seen the angels, has had the visions? Like, you see the lights, they're saying? Yeah, they're showing me you see the lights. And do you see, like, light around people? Like, the energy around people. Could be colors.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
called an aura, honey. And the angels are showing that you can tell people's energy by doing that. So you know, like, kind of who's safe to talk to and who to kind of avoid. You understand? Yeah. And they're showing me that there's been some difficulty going on and some arguing. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Okay. They say to be really kind and sweet to each other, and not to get angry and take things out on each other. And they're also showing it's really important for you guys to write and have your journals nearby so you can write down the things that are bothering you rather than getting angry and yelling at each other.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Well, thanks so much for calling in, guys.
You're welcome. Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a good night.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.
How sweet was that? That was so sweet.
That was awesome.
Yeah, really sweet.
I don't if you remember Rachel calling in. I believe she worked at a motor vehicle plant of some sort in Michigan. She's from Michigan.
Yes. So, and actually, I was going to give her a shout out in a little while, anyways. So, hi, Rachel. Thanks for listening, because she's on our Angels Don't Lie group.
I know I wanted to ask her about. She had been thinking about a big change and moving and stuff like that on our last call. I was just curious where that was going. So maybe she can send that over in an email to let us know how she's doing with that.
Yeah, we would love to know. We would love to know that. And let me shout out to a couple other people: Lisa Lynch, Carly Hilliard, Paulo, Jose, who's here, Casey, who's here, KJ, who's here, Gina, who's also sent in a question. I'm going to get to her question in a little bit. Shout out to everybody. So let's we're going to go back over here to Jose and put you back on the spot. And where did we leave off? What did I say?
We were talking about how I met Amy at Fairfield University.
Yeah, and I said, that's right. I was asking you how old you were.
Yeah, I think I was a sophomore.
Yeah, so your daughter is now now in college, and she's got a love.
Yes, she is, and yes, she does.
It's so weird, isn't it?
Very nice young man named Alex. Hello, Alex.
Isn't it kind of like, it doesn't seem that long ago probably that you met Amy, and now your daughter is.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, Amy and I had our first date in 1989, April 29th, it was.
Okay.
Eddie Money concert. It was the Fairfield University summer, or the spring concert. They all have like some sort of spring event.
Eddie Money.
And, so it was Eddie Money.
That's really
so every
cute.
time Eddie Money comes on the radio, I was like, hey, concert.
There you go. That's really cute. And when did you guys get married?
1990. Wait, let's see. 93.
93.
July 17th. Yep. I was going to say, I graduated grad school. I graduated in 91. Graduated grad school in 93. Got married in 93.
Okay. So your parents were happy, and did you make that decision that you were going to stay here, like earlier on?
Well, Amy's. I remember meeting Amy's great uncle once, and he told me, just before we were married, and he said, just to let you know, Amy wasn't born with an umbilical cord. She was born with a bungee cord. You can try to take her anywhere else, but she's just going to bounce right back here.
Yeah.
She was born and raised in New Milford, and she's, always wanted to stay here.
Yep.
And, I love it here too. I mean, I love New Milford. I love Connecticut. So, proud to be a New Englander. Not new anymore, but I was at the time. Yeah.
Right. The years just fly by, don't they?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's craziness. So about your creative writing. So how did you get into, from creative writing to website design? This is a big jump because it's technology. You did all code, HTML and everything. You old school did.
It's an interesting thing because what I do is it's a lot of technical stuff, but it is also a lot of creative stuff. Mm-hmm. And creative writing was a way for me to express creativity. But I've always, I'm also a musician. when I was in grade school.
And what are the videos too? Let's just bring that up right now.
The Christmas videos?
Not even the Christmas videos. How about, I love the Christmas videos, which are really popular and the whole town talks about them. But what about the dinosaur video that you actually made?
Oh, that.
Oh, that.
That was just me finding these dinosaur costumes, like inflatable dinosaur costumes on Amazon, and then ordering them, and then for no good reason. Then they're hilarious.
Yes,
I know some people have seen these inflatable, dinosaur costumes, and I don't remember. I think I'd seen some other video of somebody with one of those things. And I was like, that is the funniest looking. I got to get one of those. It's like, you know what? I'm going to get two, because I think this website was selling like a bundle through Amazon. They had like a bundle for two for the price of one or something.
Why not? If you're going to get one dinosaur costume and blow it up, you might as well have two.
So the day they arrived, Alec comes home from school. Alec, my youngest, he's the only one left now. The other two are in college. So he's like, what are these? He goes, oh, look at these things. The dinosaurs. He's like, oh my gosh. It's like, we got to try these on. So we had them on, and we're like, oh, you know what? Let's just wear these and wait till Amy comes home. Wait till Mom gets home from work.
Yep.
And we're gonna surprise her. So I set up the iPad to record it, and that's what we did. I said, oh yeah, we'll get the music from Jurassic Park. Had that all queued up.
It was no big deal. They had this going. Casey totally is loving this too.
So as soon as we hear the garage door open, you're ready to go. I'm ready to hit the space bar on the computer to play Jurassic Park. So the music starts blasting. She walks through the door and she's like, what is going on? All of a sudden out we come with the dinosaur costumes.
And their little arms, and they're running around, and they're like mauling Amy, and she's like can't stop laughing. It's the funniest thing. I love that sense of humor, and I love that you guys have fun like that. And I think it's a great testament to having that connection and that spirituality, that love of life, which I think is, I don't know. I think when you see that, you like want more, right? For your own self. So anyways,
thanks.
So you're creative writing, and now you're into this world of HTML, which I don't even like. I can't get how you did that. How did you do that?
Well, it came where the reason that I'm in the world I'm in now is because I started working in the computer labs in grad school during while I was getting my master's in creative writing. I was also working in the computer labs and teaching freshman English as a teaching assistant. And I was starting to learn the different desktop publishing programs that people were using, because that's what the kids were working on to write their papers and some of their publications that they needed to do. And do you have a call?
Yeah, but you want to finish your sentence?
Oh, sure.
We'll finish your sentence, and then we'll take your call.
Okay. So basically, as I was, doing my creative writing, working towards my creative writing master's, I was also working towards learning all this desktop publishing and.
But did you just like it? Was it something that?
Yeah, that's I kind of just
like that challenge.
Yeah, it was like, wow, this is really neat, because I'm a creative person, but I also love technology, which is the reason why I do all these, like the videos and all that stuff.
So have you ever connected all of this to your intuition, to that intuitive voice within, about who you are? And so when we do those things that light us up, our intuition will bring us to that place and be like, yes, here's more.
I think I've been trying to do that, maybe subconsciously, as I work my way through, life. Just try to figure out, I love doing what I do. I love helping people through, my business, building websites for people and helping them with their internet presence, marketing tools and things like that. But then I also love to express myself and, also get my family involved in that through our the annual Christmas videos and, and playing music. at church, things like that.
So that intuition and the spirituality, they're connected for me. So when we have our spirituality really open, our intuition, our inner guidance system can really open and bring us down these paths that are completely maybe not where we thought we would start. Like, maybe you thought you were going to be a teacher, you were going to be a professor, and then you started to work a little more with something that kind of was fun, and I'm sure you use your creative writing still, right? And
I do write some copy.
You do write some copy, yeah.
For some of my clients, I do write, do a lot of writing.
Good to know, because now I'm going to, take advantage of that. So let me go to the call. We have Kathy from Florida on the line.
Yes, hi. Hi, Jeannie.
Hi, Kathy. How are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Have we spoken before?
Yes, we have, Jeannie.
Okay.
It's Kathy.
Yes, I just wanted to make sure it was the right Kathy.
Yeah, it's me. So I just wanted to say thank you, first of all, for the book, and thank you for what you did for me those couple of weeks ago with Michael. It was very fresh, and you helped me close some of my questions, not all of my questions. I have thousands of questions.
Well,
but,
I think little bits at a time, right? Some grief takes some time to work out, and sometimes our questions aren't right on the surface. We need a little time. So, what is your question?
No, but you did. You helped clarify a whole bunch of things for me. But the reason why I'm calling is because I have a question. I've been reading your books and other books, and the intuition. I want to know why sometimes the feelings feel so strong, and you can just feel so connected, and sometimes you just don't.
And that
why does that?
That would be the fear. That would be the disconnect, and because we go through life almost sometimes not knowing that we're unplugged, we go it alone. And kind of what we are talking about tonight with Jose, with having a lifelong journey in spirituality, keeping our connection to God open is one of the most important things. But we take it for granted because we're human and we get busy, and we'll put that relationship aside and go it alone. So that's when we feel disconnect, and it's with our prayer and our openness to get back in that alignment is when it's easier. Does that make sense?
It's funny. I'm reading a book on the alignment, how the alignment and different things, and how you react just to different. Just change the world in little ways, a little bit at a time.
Exactly.
And it's a beautiful thing. And the other reason I'm calling is my dad. Can you tell me anything about my dad?
Can you just give me his first? Is he alive?
Yeah, he's alive.
Can you?
His name is John.
Okay. They're like, he's here. Okay. Was he in jail? Was he in prison?
No.
So what am I? Is there was there something that went wrong? What are they showing me?
No, he's been ill and he's been going through a lot of tests.
Okay. And
But no, never jail.
No, so okay, so you think about what they're showing me. They're showing me like a jail, but so that can mean like a cell. So he's like confined. It's a symbol. So
because they don't know what's wrong with him, he can't drive and stuff right now. They're not letting him drive. Maybe that's what it means because he can't.
So is he
can go, but he can't really go.
Right. So he's kind of isolated and alone.
But he's got his wife, but yeah, he's a protector, and he can't be the protector. I think he feels like right now because he's been ill.
Okay, that's kind of the feeling. Like I feel like he feels like he's a prisoner in his own home. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, because he can't do what like he needs to depend on his wife to drive him here, and
does your dad have
to drive 3 hours to go visit?
He has diabetes, blood sugar issues, diabetes. You understand?
No, they don't know what his issues are. They just I just spoke to him a couple of minutes before I called you guys, and he's been going for some tests, and I had spoken to him. I don't know, like 3 weeks ago when this all started, and I swear, Jeannie, that he had a stroke, and he kept saying no. They said no. They said no. Well, now he got the results back, and they're saying that he had a stroke.
Okay, like a TIA.
But it's 3 weeks later. Yeah. It's 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So
there's something off with his blood sugar. Yeah, there's something off with his blood sugar, and I'm not. That's where they keep bringing me.
But they're not going that way, doctor-wise. They're going. Heart-wise, and he's having a hard time breathing.
Well, they kind of go hand in hand, right? So if the blood sugar is not in a good way, then the heart will be affected.
So that's the direction that he should take.
I think he needs to, continue on the journey he's on, but also ask to have his blood sugar. And he can probably get I think you can get one of those kits at CVS or whatever and check it himself as well.
Yeah, he can do that.
Because I feel like he's seeing some good doctors. That's what they're showing me. I just feel like there's something off with his blood sugar, and that could be due to medication. It could be due to a lot of things. But that's where they keep bringing me around that.
And what about his blood pressure? Does it say anything, to you? Because his blood pressure has been really, really high.
Well,
and they've been
Yeah, so I'm feeling like that kind of has the medication kind of thing. And I don't know how many medications he's on. So it kind of feels a little bit...
Too many, because he medicates... He takes his pressure 20 times a day.
Yeah, right. And I feel like his stress is kind of through the roof. He feels like a high anxiety kind of guy.
He is. He's very,
very...
He wants to control. He wants to hover. He wants to...
Yeah, he feels a little...
do everything for you.
A little spastic. So, a little breathing meditation would be good for him, and a little fresh air.
All right, cool. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Jeannie.
Yeah, you're welcome.
All right, say hi to Casey. And your other Jose, my son goes to Fairfield.
Oh, okay.
Hey.
Nice.
Go Stags.
Yeah, he goes to Fairfield. He's a communication student, so he goes to Fairfield. He's a second year.
We'll keep you in our
He's
prayers.
going abroad. He's going to London. Thank you.
Oh, he is? What's he
Awesome.
studying? Oh, communications, you said.
Yeah, he's going abroad. He's studying communications. He's going to go to London, not next semester, the one after. He's studying abroad through
Nice.
Fairfield. It's nice.
Good.
So thank you. Thank you, Jeannie.
All right, God bless Kathy.
All right, thank you.
Well, she's definitely has it going on for sure. She recently lost her boyfriend, so that was hard. And now her dad being ill, and it's funny the symbols that they'll show you, and it's not actually a prison, but they're showing me like that. So I'm like,
He probably feels like that.
yeah, exactly.
We have another caller.
We do. Do you
A
know
special caller.
a special caller? Oh.
June.
Oh my gosh, I'm scared.
Hold on.
I'm really scared. Hello, this is Jeannie. How may I help you, June?
You're scared?
I'm a little scared. What's going?
That's so funny.
What's going on, lady?
Well, I wanted to call you and give you some news that my brother had his surgery today, and he is doing very well.
Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah, so
Congratulations.
everybody in my family is very relieved, and I know that I didn't specifically, remind you or anybody today, to say prayers for my brother, but I knew that they were out there because you had, put out the good vibes last week, and so did I on Facebook. So I felt all the love surrounding me and him, and I wasn't worried about him at all. And I got the good news today after taping our show this morning that everything went well and that he is recovering. And I just wanted to let you know and thank you for, letting me discuss my issues with you on the air and asking for prayers.
Yeah, and I love that when we were talking after we were on air, you had spoken to your family and they had already been involved doing some of the holistic things we talked about, correct?
Yes, they were trying to, my sister-in-law was making and preparing shakes and, things to get in him that would stay. He lost a lot of weight, and this is what brought him to the doctor anyway, because there wasn't really anything else. He had pneumonia in December, which was, that's always risky for an older person to have, even if you are in general good health.
Right.
But that's what happened. He had the mesothelioma apparently in the works at that time, and it was diagnosed a few months later when he had lost so much weight that he, finally became concerned and went to the doctor. So yes, they have been starting to make protein-rich shakes and organic and good things, and I think I was asking you for different recipes, different things that he should have that might help him in his...
I don't remember. Did you say he's doing treatments too?
No, he wasn't. I mean, when he was diagnosed with the mesothelioma, they didn't even think that he was going to qualify for the surgery. And this all happened so fast. In fact, I think that when I was on your show and talking to you, I mentioned that he even misinterpreted his own diagnosis by the doctor. He thought that he didn't have cancer, so we were all relieved. And then he was told that he misunderstood and that, yes, he not only had cancer, but he had a non-treatable cancer, and that there wasn't anything they could do. But then, after your show, he got the phone call that they wanted to see him, and I believe it's in Boston, and I feel awful that I don't remember the name of the hospital, because the only thing I have on my brain is Mount Sinai, and I don't know why that's on my brain, because I don't even know where that place is.
Mount Sinai was in the city, but
that's what's in my brain.
Okay.
But
Casey's
he's
laughing.
in Boston, so.
Okay. Well, we'll keep sending our prayers, and I'm really happy that he did well with the surgery.
Yes, he did do well with the surgery, and thank you so much for all your prayers and all your kind words. And I wanted to say hi to Jose. I didn't realize he was there.
Oh, you know.
Hi, Jose. Do you know who this is?
I do. I remember seeing you quite often.
From the car wash.
Yes, indeed. Yep.
We used to see each other all the time, and then I think I just recently found you on Facebook and love your Christmas cards. So
thanks.
I love your video presentation.
Thanks.
They're so much fun, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so it's fun. But, well, you guys, I'm going to just continue listening to the show. Just wanted to tell you that. Nice to see you back in my view now, Jose. And thank you, Jeannie, and I'll talk to you guys later.
All right, thanks, June. Have a good night.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye. That was June from the Warped View. I love June. I also had an Facebook message question that I wanted to get to as well from Jillian, and she was asking if the angels could guide her for a conversation that she was set up to have with one of the authorities where she works, a higher up person, and she was having some fear about doing that because she was worried about maybe losing her job. And so I wanted to address that about the energy behind our intent. And when we set our intent with kindness and prayers, and we invite the angels in for the highest and best good, we keep the drama out of it. So telling the truth is always important, and doing it from that place of love rather than that place of anger and frustration. And it's really hard when you work in a company and there's one person who is toxic. Amy works in the medical field. She does risk management, right? Mm-hmm. So she has to clean up these type of messes. I'm sure she has a lot of this type of energy.
Some experiences, indeed.
Yeah. So how does she handle that if somebody comes to her and says, there's an employee or there's somebody higher up that's really, damaging to my work. I can't seem to perform, and what does she do?
Sometimes she gets a little stressed. Yeah. That's what she does first. But ultimately, I think she is actually the perfect person for something like that, because she does. She was a nurse for 23 years, and she's an amazing nurse. She just the empathy that she has, and the compassion, and the what you just said, just like doing things for the right reasons. When you tell your truth for the right reasons, it ultimately that's the best way to do things. That's just,
and I think that's really interesting to understand, because drama is so addicting, right? We drama is everywhere around us, and it's really easy to get into that lower vibration of energy and kind of stick with it. And when we have a situation such as this, it's so personal. Maybe your job is at stake, or you're worried about getting somebody fired. But when you speak your soul's truth and you stand in your alignment and you're doing it from a place of love, well, then it makes it different, right? It's not about pointing a finger and,
Exactly, right.
And maybe that person will be able to then get the help they need from the higher up people, rather than, maybe just getting fired. So that's what I would offer Jillian tonight, that advice to, sit down for a moment and ask the angels to surround you, clear up your intent, and move that drama energy out of the way, and stop talking about it behind the scenes, because that's another type of energy that keeps it in a low vibration. Rather, keep it in a high vibration where you pray for her, you pray for this coworker, this person above you, and you pray for the light to touch them and the energy to kind of, to tone down rather than to be so like acidic. That would be what I would say. So I hope that helps you, Jillian, and I will send you some prayers and good vibes your way so you can move through that crazy energy. Whew. Is it hot in here, or is it just me? I'm having
It's probably a little warm. I could crack a window when we get a chance.
Are you hot too? My husband's sitting here. No, he's not hot. It's just me. Jose's fine. You're fine?
I'm good. Yep.
He's good too. It's just me.
I layered, so just in case, I can always take the...
We got Billy Mo Buckby listening in tonight too.
Oh, hey, Billy. How are you? I got to talk to KJ Billy about the idea. You know Billy, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
So let's talk about Priceline. I want to just drop that bomb here because
Priceline.
I'm bringing Priceline up to the table.
So one of the jobs that I had before I went out on my own was working for a company called Synapse Group, which was co-founded by Jay Walker, who was one of the founders of Priceline. And this was a few years out of grad school, just a couple of years out of grad school. It was actually my second job ever out of school. And I was I had already kind of had my cut my teeth learning the desktop publishing and things like that. And so I was working in the art studio of this marketing firm. And Synapse Group, basically what they did was create they sold magazine subscriptions, but they did it by sticking these offers in your credit card bill.
Okay.
Back in the days when you still got credit card bills in an envelope in the mail. Not only would you get your bill, but then you had all these other things in there that was just basically junk mail.
Right.
And you could order, 12 magazine subscriptions for a penny.
Remember those?
And oh yeah, and you would just fill out, oh, this is great, what a great deal, 12 magazine subscriptions, and then, 12 months down the road, you just automatically get billed.
You
for
created those ads. You created.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, and we would have to design these ads or these pieces to be consistent in design with the particular bank that we were working with at the time. So the Bank of America advertising piece would have to look like, it came from Bank of America. This is an offer from Bank of America. This is an offer from Chase Bank.
Right.
And but anyway, the co-founder of the company was Jay Walker from Priceline, and they're basically we worked down in Stamford, and they had their building was across the street from our building basically, and his company at the time, he had a company called Walker Digital. So we had Synapse Group on one side of the street, Walker Digital on the other, and Walker Digital, to us over in the Synapse side, we were all like, Walker Digital was a bunch of kind of geeky Harvard grads just sitting around doing nothing but thinking up weird stuff, and they would be up till all hours. They'd be up there all night, order Indian food at 10 o'clock at night, thinking, drawing on chalkboards and coming up with stuff. But, while I was working there, I was learning this new thing called HTML and, this something called the World Wide Web, and, kind of teaching myself.
No wonder you bought the dinosaurs. You're a dinosaur.
Yeah, exactly. I am.
Hold that thought. We have a caller on the line, dinosaur. Hello, Donna.
Hi, Jeannie. How are you?
I'm good. How are you tonight?
Very good, thank you.
Hello, puppy.
I'm calling. I'm very concerned about my mom and my brother, and I was wondering if you could probably give me some insight on how to deal with both of them, actually.
Okay, sure. Can you give me your mom's first name? Is she ill?
She's older. She's 88, so she has many health issues, and her name is Jeannie.
Oh, okay. And your brother, he lives at home with her?
Yes, he does.
And he's the one, he has the addiction?
Yes, he does.
So this is really hard because your mom is she's basically like an enabler, right? She can't get out of it.
Exactly.
And this is a long-term addiction? Like they're showing me like long-term, long time?
Very long, yes.
And this is kind of draining her, it's draining her money, it's draining her health, her resources.
Absolutely. And it puts me in a very bad spot because I don't know. I go there and help her, and I'm there every Saturday, and I get the groceries and take care of her the best I can. But it's just puts me in a bad spot as well. And I just don't know how to help either one of them, actually.
Well, so you can't enable. So what you do is really lovely to take care of your mom, and I think that's the most important thing that you do. But when we in turn help and aid an enabler is by not saying the truth, by not standing in that love. And we were talking about this just a few minutes ago. It's really not an easy thing to do, but when we come from that place of love, when we kind of say it in a matter of fact, no drama way, this isn't really serving you, Mom. Speaking the truth that your brother he needs help, and it would be lovely if she would be able to, help him to get some help, to get the right sort of help, rather than helping him to stay stuck.
Exactly. And I guess my concern now is it's been so many years, and he's tried help, and we've done 1,000,001 things, and I just see him now really going downhill and thinking he probably doesn't have very long to live. And I know it will be very hard for my mom, and the whole thing is just a bad situation.
Yeah, but you can't have guilt about this. This is his journey, his decisions. We all have our choices to make. So you can make your choice by keep saying to him, I'd love to be able to help you. I'd love to get you to a meeting, or, bring you to another rehab, or, just to keep supporting him the best that you can, but without taking the guilt on. That, this is his choice. His choice is to stay in that energy, which is, it's not easy. Addiction is never easy. When we watch somebody hurt themselves. So just reminding him that he's loved, reminding him, and reminding yourself that you can send him prayers. You can ask the angels to surround him as well and bring him the help he needs, because there's always room for a miracle.
I do believe that, absolutely.
Right.
Okay, well, thank you very much.
You're welcome, Donna, and I wish you the best.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
All right, God bless.
You too.
Bye.
Well, all about standing in that truthful power. And that was actually coming through in my sessions today as well, with my clients. And I was thinking about it when my conversation with my girlfriend this morning too. We were talking about this, about how scary it is when you stand in your own truth. Kind of can be isolating at first. When you own your spirituality and your intuition, and you're in that alignment, it can make other people think that it can make them judge you or not understand you. It's interesting. But when you come from that place of love and you have that intent, it will dissipate and calm down, and people will tend to find their way back around to love, as long as you stay in that higher place. So all right, Jose, back to your
last we left.
Yeah, where did we leave off? You were across the street, and the Harvard geeky guys walking, the Indian food and the chalkboard.
Yep, we had been
and the dinosaur HTML code.
Yep. Yes, I was learning, the internet, and we were all kind of talking about it and so somehow word got around that, hey, Jose's been kind of teaching himself this web stuff, and he kind of knows, what it's all about. And so one day, one of the guys from Priceline or one of the guys from Walker Digital came over and said, hey, we have like a sort of a project that you can work on for us, and we could do it as like a freelance basis. And I was like, yeah, sure, more work, more money, whatever. Doing something a little extra, HTML stuff, which is like the new, something I was kind of interested in and wanted to learn more about. And now I had a chance to kind of, work on it a little bit. And they said, all right, we want to, we're working on a new idea, and we're trying to sell it, and we need to come up with like a demo prototype, and it's going to be a website, and here's how it's going to work. Basically, there's going to be a homepage where you can come in and you can say, I want to fly from, we'll have a list of airports, and at the time it was like 5 airports,
right?
And you can pick when you want to fly, but it can be like 3 days before or 3 days after. And then you can say, I can fly in the morning or in the afternoon or anytime, I can, and then you can return on this range of days, and then, what airline you might want. And there's like 2 or 3 airlines.
Right, so all these parameters.
Yeah, all these parameters that you would pick.
Are those called attributes now?
Yeah.
No.
Well, parameters, options,
Okay.
attributes, all these different terms. At the time they were just choices.
Okay.
And then you can name what you want to pay. I was like, what do you mean what you want to pay? And they're like, yeah, you just name a price that you think you'd want to pay for this ticket. I was like, well, how does that work? And he goes, well, and then he explained to me that airlines have all these unsold tickets, and what we're trying to do is build a system where the airlines can sell their unsold tickets to people who are willing to be a little flexible with their flying, times, and are willing to pay and can save some money by naming their price, essentially. I was like, well, that's the silliest idea I ever heard, but whatever, they're paying me, they're paying me per hour. I'll build this demo for them. And it's I built this, looking back on it, I wish I still had it. I wish I still had the
demo,
because it was so ugly. It's like a beige background color. And I had these like little icons for airplanes, and like, it was really ugly looking, but it got the point across, and they used it for their demos. And, eventually Priceline became a
big thing.
A big thing. William Shatner, all this stuff.
Priceline.
Yeah, it's Priceline.
Our Jose.
And I was building the little, demo for people to show their investors or whatever.
Quiet Jose.
I wonder if they still have
built Priceline. I'm going to go with that.
Yeah, I have some. I think I still have some contacts. Maybe I can find out if they still have that old demo.
Oh my gosh, you cracked me up.
But a few months down the road, I actually had a chance that maybe they were hiring, and I had the option to maybe go over there and work for Priceline. I was like, nah, you know what? I don't think I won't.
So if people want to get in touch with you, so you're a one-man show, and you really,
I am. Yep.
And I'll have to tell you that Jose uses his intuition and his spirituality as he's working. Like he's calm, and I'm kind of like, Jose, I need this right now. I'm kind of like spicy. I can get like really crazy, but he's so calm that it just, you're like, okay, I can calm down now too. But so you're this one-man show. You kind of do it all. You work on building the site, and then if you outsource if there's something that you need help with or can't get to, correct?
Yes, I have a couple of colleagues and experts in the field that I can call on when needed.
And your office is the coffee house, right?
Sometimes it's the coffee house. I've also been using the Makery.
Oh, true, the Makery,
the new co-working space on Bank Street, which is awesome.
My brother is working there, and I heard really great things about the Makery.
Yeah, it's a beautiful space.
Is that like, is it a co-op?
It's a co-working space. You can buy membership there.
Okay.
And you can either buy like a full membership, partial membership, and really that it depends on the number of days that you think you're gonna.
So everything is there within the confines of the. So printers
it's a beautiful space. They have printers. They've got a nice conference room downstairs with a big screen TV that you can use as a.
Really.
It's way better than a projector in my view, because it's like this huge.
Okay.
Flat screen. You can hook up your laptop to it.
So can you host meetings there too?
Yep.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. Down in that basement. It's a great place to host meetings. You could. They've had these pop-up store events on the weekends.
Yes.
I think they had one this last weekend. I think there's a schedule on there. When you go in there, there's a blackboard and there's a schedule.
Okay.
That has their different events.
That's a smart idea. Pop-up store.
Yeah, and you can rent it out for different events. People have like given talks in there.
Right.
Workshops. It's a good space to have things.
So tell people the name of your business. Because I like this.
My business is called Optional Reality.
Optional Reality.
LLC. And that came from, again, it was right around that same era of when I was working at this Synapse group in the art studio. A lot of times we would all, the artists and the designers would all be hanging around the table there. Back then, we still, our part of our sales process was creating these demos of what the final printed piece was going to look like. Mm-hmm. And the sales execs would take it to Chase Bank or Bank of America or any potential new, customer and show them these pieces. This is what it's going to look like, and this is how it goes in the envelope, and see, it's beautiful, and you can sell 200 magazines, and you get your whatever. And so we would spend a good part of the day sometimes cutting these envelopes out, the Bank of America or Chase Bank or whatever. And at the same time, the part of our business, because it was basically direct mail marketing, we were encouraged to bring in any junk mail, right? Well, direct mail we called it, but it was junk mail.
Okay.
That we got, bring it into the studio, and we can take a look at it. We can research, so we can research it and see what might be working, might not. And one day, as we were cutting up these comps, we call them, one of my coworkers was looking through some of that junk mail, and he found this catalog from one of the, it was a magazine catalog with publications and stuff. And he starts laughing, and he says, "Ha, look at this book of essays. It's called Is Reality Optional and Other Essays." Mm-hmm. It was by an author named Thomas Sowell. And I actually have yet to read that book. I, every now and then I go on Amazon and say, should I get it? Just,
I can't believe you haven't bought it yet.
I know, I should. But he's like, "Is reality optional?" That's hilarious. Funny. And I was like, that struck me as so funny. He's like, "Is reality optional?" I was like, you know what? Maybe it is. I don't know. But then I thought, if I ever start my own company, I don't care what the company is. I don't care what it does. I'm just going to call it Optional Reality because it's such a cool name. It's kind of like coming up with a band name. It's like, just whatever. It's just a cool name. So that's really where it came from. It doesn't really, I don't really believe reality is optional.
You don't?
No, I don't think so. I think your perception of reality might be optional, but
right. That's awesome, Jose. It's these quirkinesses that I like about you, because you're a quiet guy and you wouldn't really kind of think that about you, but the whole optional reality, I was like, okay, it's awesome.
It's easy to remember, I think.
I think it's easy to remember, and then you can really be open to changing your mind and doing something else.
Right.
So
I could always be, yeah.
There you go. You can go back to, creative writing.
Mm-hmm. I could name my band after it.
So now you're going to have a band?
Sure. Okay. Well, I did in college. I had a band in college.
Okay.
It was called Charlie Doesn't Surf.
Ah, okay.
And I didn't name the band, but you might get, it was named after the line from the movie about the Vietnam War. Charlie Don't Surf. Same movie. I love the smell of napalm in the morning. That movie.
What?
Was that with Robin Williams?
No,
not Good Morning Vietnam.
No. It wasn't a comedy. It was like a seminal Vietnam War movie, and it was based on The Heart of Darkness, the novel The Heart of Darkness. And I don't know why I'm drawing a blank on it. It has the scene where all the guys are in the helicopters and they're playing the Ride of the Valkyries. Dun, 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 dun.
Like Platoon or Full Metal Jacket.
It was before Full Metal Jacket.
All right, guys, we're really getting far away from Angels.
You know what? It's like, I'm going to be driving home, and then all of a sudden I'm just going to shout it out.
Well, you put the stuff on the website. You can add the little, and here's a movie when you put the new.
Maybe some of the callers will call in with the name.
I never even gave you the number tonight. Casey, you're supposed to remind me of that. And if you want
just flowed tonight so well.
If you want to call in the last 5 minutes, the number here is 646-891-5252.
Apocalypse Now.
Oh, you just got it.
So that's where the name of my band in college came from.
There's too much male testosterone in this room tonight. Usually it's like June or KJ and me, and now I got these three guys sitting around. My husband's here talking about war movies. What's going on? Jose, we were talking before we started. Remember the time that we ran into you guys in Disney World?
Disney.
we were on family vacation. Our kids were still really quite young. Mm-hmm. I think Lauren was in high school. She's 31 now. And we were all going into Epcot. We were all checking in, and I saw Amy, and we were like, "I know you!" In this big crowd of spring break people. Yep. There you guys were.
Epcot. Oh my! I think that was the trip where we were. When we were at Epcot, and then it was like right around time to eat. Everybody was starving, and for some reason, we kept hitting. You know how like they have all the restaurants like from all the different countries,
yes, in
like
the little kiosk
kind of like
ones.
A row.
Yeah.
Well, what happened was that we kept running to each country as all the restaurants were closing in that country, and they're like, well, you can still go to Germany, and we would like go over to the next one, and they were closing, so like they were all closing as we were like trying to get.
So did you end up eating?
We did. We ended up eating close to what's that? That was like back then. It was like a new ride with like a hang glider, like Soarin', I think it was.
Oh yeah, Soarin', yeah.
Somewhere near there, I just remember. But it was just so funny because we were like, Amy was getting so frustrated. It's like, wow, we're all starving.
That was when
everything was closing. It was like you could see the lights all.
That was back when they did that nice parade.
Yeah.
Yeah, really beautiful parade. What was that called? Brian, you remember that parade?
I just remember the music.
You bought the CD of the music too, but it was a beautiful Tapestry of Dreams. They don't do the parades.
No, they don't. Yeah, they don't do the parades.
They just do the fireworks. Disney, bring back that parade. We liked it. Mm-hmm. So we'll see how far that gets. What else do we want to talk about? So spirituality, I was going to bring that back into you guys, back in together. The spirituality with your intuition, when you are in that alignment, you are able to then really hear your intuitive voice. So we must open up that spirituality. It's not something that we can avoid if we want to really follow that guidance. So there is what you have to do. You have to open up. You have to, and it's not about a religion. It's about connecting to source, to the divine. Of course, I say God. A lot of people say universe nowadays. I don't understand this. What's just called God what he is, God. So when we connect with God and we talk to God and we open up, we can really channel that love and that energy within ourselves, connect, and then it can really show us that we are God, we are that light. And that's when that voice within us gets really strong, and that intuitive guidance that leads us to the jobs, to the positions, to having fun, to buying the dinosaur suits off of Amazon because they're 2 for $1. And doing all those great things in our life that, bring us joy. That's what it's all about. So I hope you guys, enjoy that spirituality, really open it up. And I would love to hear all about it. I would love to hear your experiences. Share them with me on Facebook or send them to me through my email at jeannie@jeanniestreet.com. So I'm going to remind you that this weekend we have a big event over at Inspirit Healing Studio. I have, this is Soulful Saturday weekend. I have a whole lineup of guest speakers, which are $30 just to watch. I think there's like five or six of the speakers. And then we have workshops from the second part of the day. And they range from the biggest one is $50, and then the others are $25. You can come for one, you can come for all. But it's really going to be an amazing day. KBJB is going to be there. We have some vendors. You can shop. We have some food. You can eat. So bring your mom. Come on out. Friday night, I have an evening with Spirit at the studio as well. And there's still a few spots left. You can buy tickets right on Inspirit's Healing Studio. Or send me a message, and I will put you on the wait list. You can pay right at the door. Lots of fun. So many options. You like how I just used that?
Mm-hmm.
No. Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Jose, for coming and joining me.
Thank you for having me. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, and for all your work, really highly appreciated.
Oh, thanks. I enjoy it.
Yep. And
do you have any nutrition tips this week?
Nutrition tips. Yeah, what's been hot on the wire lately for a lot of people is the seaweeds. I've had that come around for a lot of my clients. people seem to be very depleted in organs lately. That's kind of the feeling I've been getting. So how do we add seaweeds into our life? How can you do this? And why seaweeds? Because seaweeds are filled with iron and trace nutrients and minerals that we don't get from other food sources. So you can use seaweeds in soups by simply just adding it as a seasoning. Do a little bit at a time. Makes a nice broth. You can add it to a shake. Kind of hides in the flavor, especially if you're using raw cacao. It's a nice balance. Can lift you up.
There's different varieties
there are some different varieties. So Dulsa flakes are one. I've used wakimi flakes. Trying to think of Dulsa, wakimi. I don't have them off the top of my head. I didn't know we were going to have this. I have a powdered one at home that I used I made a hot chocolate yesterday, and this was like a healing hot chocolate for my cold. So I did raw cacao, and I'll send you the recipe so you can put it right on the thing. How's that? And we can put it on the website. But basically, it was a little spicy. I added cayenne pepper, and the base was almond milk, and then I used the manuka honey for the sweetener. So this was able to open up, the sinuses, and also bring up,
Do you blend that? Do you blend it into a smoothie, or do you?
That one I made a hot chocolate with, so I just whisked it. But I will make a smoothie out of that. Usually, when I make seaweeds in a smoothie, I will use just ice and water, or like a coconut water as my drink. I don't really usually do the almond milk as a smoothie base. I don't know why. I like it a little lighter than a little heavier, my smoothie, because I like
coconut water in the smoothies.
Yeah,
that's what I usually use.
Yeah. So I'll add all those superfoods in. I'll put like goji berries, the seaweeds. Yep. The spirulina, all these things that boost your immune. And when I've been a little off with it, I haven't been doing as much, and now I got this little head cold. Yeah.
I was listening back to some past episodes, and I've been updating the podcast website to kind of make them all look the same and, give a better description than what I did when we first started. So some of these, talking about the seaweeds, it was coming up, and then also I remember I was Cozumel.
What is it?
I thought you said something about Cozumel.
I don't know what the hell that is.
I'm gonna have to go back
Mexico,
and listen.
isn't it?
Yeah, I thought.
Wait, he's going on vacation. KJ, did you hear that?
All right, I got to go back. I'm probably messing it up, but there was definitely something like that. So
I don't know what that's about.
I'll have to play that back.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Cozumel sounds good.
Yeah. So nice. If you want to make a smoothie and have it like a chocolate malt, you can use a little maca powder. This is great for hormonal balance, so it's really good for women too. And so that raw cacao with the maca gives a really great flavor. It's nice. Interesting. Gives it kind of like that malted kind of flavor. So there it is. And so we'll be talking about some superfoods over the weekend at In Spirit.
Excellent.
My talk is all going to be about that goddess health. Right.
Very important.
It is important. Absolutely. Any other questions, Casey?
That's it.
Are you sure? You got it down now?
No, yeah, I definitely was running across some nutrition stuff in the last ones, and
it's bugging me that Cosmo. I don't know what you were talking about.
I'm probably butchering the word. I'm trying to remember back now, so I'll look at my notes.
Yeah, I gotta know what that is. You'll be
texting
me.
December 6th. I got the notes upstairs.
So that was probably like the second or third show, right?
No,
when did we start?
Show.
Fifth show?
We started like the first week in November.
Wow. And we've done very well. We are reaching people. It seems like each episode we reach further and further kind of out.
Yeah, I want to do a little thing on maybe on the website and on Facebook on telling people how to punch in Angels Don't Lie on the podcast app on their iPhone or iPad. I'm not very familiar with Android yet, so I'm sure they have a podcast app that you can plug it into so that like when we publish, it pops up the little one, and then they know that the new episode's available.
So I'll have my own app? Is that what... We talked about this.
Well, we can get our own app.
Jose, I need an app.
But Apple has really doing a better push with their iPhone stuff, or excuse me, their podcast stuff. So you can just go to the Purple Podcast app on your iPhone, plug in Angels Don't Lie, and then it's right there.
Brian just said in the different languages, because I have a friend in Italy, And there are some, people in other countries as well would like to listen. Is there any way we can have the show translated, or how can we work that so we can?
I'm gonna have to look into that.
Okay.
I wasn't sure if you were looking at it from a live standpoint or just a podcast standpoint.
I was looking at it more a podcast standpoint.
Okay.
I think live would be kind of confusing, but if we could get it in different languages, I think that'd be kind of nice.
I'll check into that.
Okay. Yeah. So that was a question that I got this week. So that would be fun.
Yeah, we got people listening all over the world, so that's good.
And I love your questions. So, some I've been answering privately just through the email. Please go ahead and keep emailing me. And if you want to join the Facebook group, it's Angels Don't Lie, and you can just request to be in it, and we will add you in it. Lots of fun happening there. So that's what we have for you tonight, and I thank you all for joining us, and I send our callers out a big gratitude and prayers. We'll keep you all in our prayers tonight.
And Rachel, including the family, getting with the daughters. That was awesome.
Yeah, that was beautiful. Yes, thank you, Rachel. And she's such a great follower too. Yeah, appreciate that. So thanks again, and thanks Jose for joining us.
Thank you. That was a lot of fun.
And remember, I know what I know.
Awesome.
Because angels don't lie. This is Jeannie Street, and I am out of here. Have a good night.